Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome to C55. Today's class is predominantly a strength class. You are going to require 2 medium-sized dumbbells, a towel and your water bottle, but apart from that, you may want a mat for the floor depending on what surface you're on, but it's not essential today. So just go and grab those bits and pieces together and I will be back with you. Thank you. Okay, before we get going with our main class today, we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up. So we've got 5 minutes of a bit of flow just to get the body working and warmed up and ready for the main piece. So we're going to start with what we call a Spider-Man lunge. We're going to come down into like a half lunge on the floor, or half kneeling position. I'm going to put my hands down on the floor. And then I'm going to alternate between. So now I'm going to send my right leg is forward at the moment. I'm going to bend him back. I'm then going to bring my left leg in. Hands down on the floor. I'm going to pause for a few seconds in between each side, just to open up that hip. Have a little stretch through. And we're going to do 2 more on each side. Okay, great. We're going to come up into a standing position and we're going to come into what we call our inchworm or our walkout plank. So we send our hips back, feeling a nice stretch down the back of the legs. I'm going to walk the hands all the way out into my high plank position. I'm going to hold there for a second, and then I'm going to carefully walk my hands back, trying to maintain my legs as straight as possible with just a soft knee, so I can feel that stretch down the back. Again, walking it out, and then walk it back in. I'm going to do 2 more. Okay. Now I'm going to come down to the floor and do a push-up on my knees just to warm up my chest and my upper body. For this you may want to put a mat down. It's entirely up to you. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to start in a high plank position, so the position I would start in for a push-up on my toes, and then I'm just going to drop my knees down where they naturally fall. I'm going to bring my chest down towards the floor in between my hands, and then push all the way back up again. I'm going to check my elbows, make sure they're tracking down the side of the body. Just gentle, just warming up. We're going to do another 6. Okay, once I've done those ones, I'm going to bring myself up into a standing position. Give myself a little bit of a shake out, a bit of a stretch up towards the ceiling. We'll do some arm circles, just get those shoulders going. Feet just underneath my hips, chest up tall, and I'm going to do 10 rotations forward. And then I'm going to do 10 rotations back. Brilliant. Okay, last thing, I'm going to do a bird dog. So back down onto the floor. You're going to be on all fours, so make sure your knees are directly underneath your hips. Have a little look. Hands are going to be directly underneath your shoulders. I'm going to maintain a really nice flat back, so I'm going to tuck my tummy in. And then I'm looking to extend opposite leg and opposite hand out, while maintaining my hips nice and level. I'm doing 10 altogether. Okay, once I've done those ones, I'll bring myself up into a standing position, and that is your warm-up completed. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds just to grab a drink, and then we're going to get on with the main strength piece. As I said before, you're going to require a couple of medium-sized dumbbells, or you could use medium-sized kettlebells as well as an alternative. So I'll be back with you. Okay, let's get on with our main workout today. So like I said, it's strength based, and you're going to need the dumbbells for that. So I'm just going to go through the first 3 exercises of the tricep, and what we're going to do is we're going to look to complete as many rounds of those exercises within a 15-minute period. We're going to start with a lower body piece, and then we're going to do exactly the same and spend 15 minutes working on an upper body piece. So the 3 exercises we've got a squat. Now for the squat, we're actually going to do a heel raise squat. I'm actually going to use the dumbbells as my tool. If you're like I am and you've got round dumbbells, it may be beneficial to use something like a towel just to pop behind them, just to make sure that they don't go rolling off while you're doing the exercise. With a heel raised squat, what's going to do is put a lot more emphasis on my quads. And for any of you guys who struggle with your squat at all, in terms of mobility through the ankles and getting quite deep, you may find this more beneficial, an ability to get a little bit lower in your squat. So we've got a heel. You can all just do a normal squat if this is not suitable for you, or the dumbbells you've got don't work for you in any way, or if you're using kettlebells, or you could just get some plates or something like that just to put under your feet, just to raise your heel up. A foam roller also works, logging it's only a thin one. Okay, so a second exercise is going to be a single leg RDL. For a single leg RDL, I'm going to use a kickstand position. So I'm going to have my leading leg, my right leg working, and my left leg just as a support. So I'm literally just popping my up on my toe. There's hardly any weight, it's just purely there for stability. I'm going to hold the weight of the working leg in front. I'm going to set my shoulders back to make sure my back stays nice and flat, and push my hips back. As the weight comes down, should feel a nice big stretch up the back of the working leg, and as I come back up again, I'm going to squeeze my glutes at the top. So it's a single leg Romanian deadlift, but with the kickstand position, just to make sure we help with our balance. The next one, or the third one in the tricep, is going to be a calf raise. I'm going to do that with both dumbbells in my hand, and I'm going to do that standing. You could also use a box and stand on the edge of a box if you want to get more range out of it. For me, both feet together, I'm coming up on my toes and then back down again. Up on my toes as high as I can come. So that's the 3 exercises we're working with. We've got reps of 14, 10 and 10. So I'm going to start with my squat. I'm going to put my dumbbells down on the floor. Like I said, it'll allow me to get a little bit deeper and work a little bit more of my quads throughout that movement. We've got 15 minutes on the clock, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and achieve as many rounds as we can in that 15-minute period. So I'm going to pop my heels back, make sure you're secure We don't want anyone falling off or any dumbbells doing a bunk behind you. Bring yourself down as low as you can come down and then back up again. Just like putting your heels on. And we're going to do 14 altogether. So remember 14, so I've got 2 more. Okay, once I've done those, I'm going to step myself off, give my legs a little shake. Just need the 1 dumbbell for the next exercise, which is our single leg. Remember, one leg's going to just off to the side, it's just a support. Working leg, just with a soft knee. I'm going to push my hips back, I'll show you from the side. Push my hips back. Go as far as my hamstrings will permit me, and then back up again. And I'm going to do 10 each side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. I'm going to swap it over onto the other side. Again, set those shoulders back, set those hips back. 1, 2. You can work at your own pace. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring yourself back up into standing. Grab your other dumbbell, and then we're going to go into those calf raises. So all I'm going to do is set my shoulders back and down, holding the weights to the sides, and I'm going to come up on my toes as high as I can, and then back down again. And I'm going to do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. Pop those down. Go back. Dumbbells go back down onto the floor. Again, make sure they're nice and secure. Pop yourself back. As I said, if you want to just do this as a goblet squat and just hold the weight in front and squat normally, then that's absolutely fine as well. And I'm going to do 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Fantastic. Carefully step yourself off the dumbbells. Grab the single dumbbell on its own. We're going back into those RDLs. 1 foot back. And remember, it's 10 each side. Once you've done your 10, swap it onto the other side. Make sure you're not rounding forward through the shoulders, so really set those back, create a bit of tension through the upper back. Okay, once you've done your 10 each side, grab both dumbbells. And we're going to go back into your calf raises. So up on the toes and back down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Again, weights go down to the floor. Make sure they're nice and secure. I'm going back into my squats. Chest up nice and tall. Coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, well done. Carefully step yourself out of that one. We've just got shy of 9 minutes on the clock. And like I said, we're just going to keep going until the buzzer goes. We'll have a rest and then we're going to work on our upper body. So again, remember, supporting leg, just on your toes. Transfer all of that weight mainly into that working leg. Remember, it's 10 on each side. Okay, well done. Bring yourself out of that one. Remember, we're grabbing both weights now. We've got our calf raise. Coming up on our toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Weights go back down onto the floor. We've got 7 minutes on the clock, so we've just gone past the halfway point. Heels go back. Again, find that balance. Chest up nice and tall. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, carefully bring yourself out of that one. Grab your singular weight. Foot goes back. Remember, it's 10 each side. Once you've done your 10 on one side, swap it over. Okay, back into your calf raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we've just got shy of 5 minutes on the clock. We can definitely get one more round out, maybe even 2. Okay, heels go back. So make sure you've got that balance. Coming down 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, oh, 15, I did an extra one. No worries, all good. Grab that weight, back in. Remember it's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Onto the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stand it up. Grab the other dumbbell. We're going back into our calf raises. Coming up to the 3-minute mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. Right, let's get another round in. Get those dumbbells back down on the floor. Get those heels raised. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 more. 2 more. Okay, well done. Done your 14 of those squats. Now you're done on those ones. So we've just got 2 minutes on the clock. So we've got a nice amount of time just to finish off the reps of this round. So remember, 10 each side. And then 10 on the other side. Well done. Once you're doing 10 on that side, we're going to do calf raises. And what we're going to do, instead of starting a new round, we've got a minute left on the clock. We're going to do calf raises to finish off that minute, just to give them a little bit of a pump before we move on to our upper body. So up on your toes and back down again. And we're just going to keep going until the timer says stop. We've got 40 seconds. We have got 15 seconds on the clock. Go on, keep pumping those calves. 10 seconds. Last little push. They should be starting to burn. 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to do one more for luck. Fantastic. Brilliant, guys. That's your lower body piece finished. Pop your weights down, get yourself a drink. I'm going to give you a minute's rest and then we're going to jump in and do our upper body. Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to move into upper body. So we've got 3 exercises exactly the same as we did last time. We're going to do a 15-minute AMRAP as well. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a shoulder press or a single arm shoulder press. What I'm going to do with the other weight is I'm going to hold it in a front rack position to the side. So I'm going to make sure my elbow isn't all the way out at 90 degrees. It's more about a 45-degree angle here. And I've actually got the dumbbell just slightly resting on my shoulder. I'm going to bring the other dumbbell up in a neutral grip position, so that means my palm is facing in towards my body and I'm going to be pushing straight up. I'm going to do 10 reps on one side and then I'll swap over and do 10 reps on the other. I'm then going to bring the dumbbells down onto the floor. We're going to do a push-up. Dumbbells are going to go directly underneath my shoulders. I'm going to set my feet back into a high plank position and I'm going to drop my chest down in between, making sure my elbows go back against my body. I can drop down to my knees if I need to. So with that one, we've got 10 reps. Then I'm going to come up into a standing position. I'm going to push my hips back and I'm going to hold myself in a hinge position and I'm going to draw my shoulder blades back, bringing the weights into my side pockets, making sure that I'm working my back. If I'm bringing them up too high here, I'm starting to jack my traps up and I don't really want to do that. I want to work the main part of my back. So I'm going to get the timer started and then we're going to get going. Exactly the same as it was. We're going to carefully work through them. Make sure you're working for quality. It's better to do less rounds and do them well than to try and rush through. So I'm going to bring that left hand weight, or right hand to you, up into a front rack position, which means there's about a 45-degree angle with my elbow and the dumbbell is resting slightly on my shoulder. And I'm going to do 10 on my right side to start with. Once I've done 10 on that side, bring that one down, rest him. I'm going to send the other one up. Again, 10 reps. Okay, brilliant. Now I'm going to bring them down onto the floor. I'm going to do my 10 push-ups. You pick which is ever the hardest progression for you. Make sure you're getting full range though. If you're not getting full range on your toes, please drop down to your knees. So make sure feet, you can go slightly wider on your feet at the back if it helps. And you could also just do a normal push-up if it's too much with the dumbbells. Make sure you're tight through your midline. Bring yourself down and back up. We're going to do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, brilliant. Carefully walk yourself back in again. Bring yourself up into a standing position. We're going to be using that hinge position and drawing those weights back into those side pockets. Again, I'm going for 10 reps. My feet this time, instead of a squat stance, are just directly underneath my hips. Okay, I'm going to put the weights down for a second. I just want to grab a quick drink. We have got 12.5 minutes on the clock. Weights are coming back up. Okay, so again, that left hand side is loaded and I'm working my right side 10. Rest him down, left side. Well done. Weights going down to the floor. Well, like I said, if you choose to ditch the weights off, it does make it a little bit harder, and just do a normal push-up, that's absolutely fine. And if you are not getting full range and being able to drop your chest down in between, please bring yourself down onto your knees and do them on your knees. Okay, bring it in, back up into standing. I'm going to push those hips back. I'm going to draw those weights in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. Back up into standing. Give yourself a little shake out for a second. We've got 10 minutes on the clock. Bring the weights back up. We're going back into that shoulder press 10. Well done. Bring him down. Other side. Good, excellent work. Back down for your push-ups. We've got less than 10 minutes work left. Make a decision now, feel how you're feeling. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, up on your feet. If you're feeling a little bit tired, bring yourself down onto your knees for your push-ups. You want to try and get that chest all the way down in between your hands and then back up again. If you're doing this, even with the weights and even with on your knees, maybe drop it back or grab a bench and do something against an incline. Once you've done your push-ups, bring yourself off the ground. Again, hips go back, maintain a nice flat back, so I'm also tucking in my core to protect my spine, and I'm rowing. Excellent. Back up into standing, back into that shoulder press. We've got 8.5 minutes, so we've definitely got enough time for at least another 3 rounds. So I would say we're about the halfway point now. Bring it back up. Let's do this. Great. Other side. Should be starting to burn now. Well done. Bring it down. We're okay. We're just past the halfway point now. Clock's come to 7.5 minutes. Back down into your push-ups. Find that position. Like I said, if you're struggling, grab yourself a bench or a chair or something like that and do them up against there. If you're really struggling, you could do them up against the wall. Okay, once you've done your 10, bring yourself up into standing, back into that nice row for your back. So as I do, I push my hips back, drawing into my sides. Bring myself into a standing position. You need to grab a drink, probably around now at the halfway point is a good point. Remember going back into that shoulder press. If you're also struggling holding it on that side, or you're feeling that the weight is dragging the elbow down, ditch it off. Just make sure we don't end up with it sort of down here. You want it, keep that elbow up nice and high. Bringing back down onto that left side. Well done. Okay, we have got 5.5 minutes on the clock. I reckon we can get another 2 rounds out. Let's come down for our push-ups. Make sure those weights are underneath the shoulders. Knees on your feet, like I said, against a wall, chair, whatever suits. Once you've done your 10, bring yourself back up into standing. Do your row. Okay, 4.5 minutes. You should be starting to get a bit tired. Should be up to feel a bit of a burn in those shoulders. If you need to, drop the weights down, because I certainly do. I can feel quite a burn happening, which is fabulous. Okay, let's bring those weights back up. We're nearly finished, guys. Remember 10. Great. On to the other side. Excellent. Weights down onto the floor. Into your push-ups. Carefully bring yourself down. We have got about 3.5 minutes left of work. Then we've got a finisher and then some lovely stretches. So I've done those ones. Back up my bent over row. I've definitely got time for one more round. Let me push my hips back, load those hamstrings. Squeeze my shoulder blades together. Okay. If you need to, put the weights down. Like I said, we've got about 2.5 minutes left on it. So this is a time to push yourself if you've got a little bit more energy left, or if you haven't, just hold on in there. until we get to the end. This depends on what weights you've picked. You might be ahead of me on the rounds because you've got a lighter weight, or you might have regretted the weights you picked up. Okay, I'm going to swap it onto the other side. Weights go down to the floor, back into those push-ups. We've got 90 seconds on the clock. If you have been doing them on your toes, and you can do them on your feet, maybe drop it in for the final 10. Okay, bring your feet in, stand yourself up. We've just got over a minute left. What we're going to do, same as we did with our calves, we're going to burn out our back. So what I'd like you to do is to stand with your feet under your hips, push those hips back, hold that position, and what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together, and we're just going to do steady reps. We're going to try and maintain for a full minute. Breathe through it. You've got this. We've got less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Ten seconds. And you are done. Well done. That was awesome. And I will say pretty tough on that last upper body piece. Well done. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a little finisher and then move on to some stretches. So I'm actually going to just give you a minute just to get your breath back, take some water on, and then reconvene. You may want to mat on the floor for the first part of this. So I'll be back with you. Thank you. Okay, so if you guys have been joining me every week for my classes, you'll know that we normally finish with our hold in our deep squat. The last few weeks we've been working up in time. We are now to an 8-minute deep squat. Now if you haven't done this with me before and it's the first time you've done my class online, then break out of this as much as you need to, but try and accumulate a little bit more, as much sort of time in the bottom of the squat as you can. So I'm going to do, my feet go nice and wide. I actually will turn my feet a little bit more than I normally do, just to allow myself to, my hips to come a little bit lower into this. And I'm going to bring myself down towards the floor, into that deep bottom of the squat. I'm going to put a timer on. We are going to do some movement in here as well, but initially we're just going to sit in that bottom of the squat. which is kind of a nice release from my shoulders at the moment after that upper body piece. Well done for both of those. That was fantastic. Really good work. So we're just going to hang out here. What I'm going to do is I'm putting my elbows into the sort of knee creases and I'm pushing out a little bit just to open up my hips. For any of you guys who squat regularly or suffer with poor mobility in your squat, it would be beneficial to start to work on that. And this is one of the drills that I do that I find really, really helps me feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm squatting. Okay, we've done the first minute. What I'm going to do for the next minute is I'm going to do some heel rocks. So I'm going to come up onto my toe, both sides, just releases my ankles off a little bit. I'm just going to do a minute of this. What we're going to do is we're going to do a minute on staying stationary and a minute of heel rocks. Another 10 seconds of heel rocks, and then we're just going to hold still for a second. Well, not for a second, for a minute, sorry. Okay, bring yourself back into that fixed position. If you are really struggling, just bring yourself out of it, shake out a little bit, but try and drop back down within a few seconds so we can accumulate that time. Can be done with or without your shoes on. Some people prefer to do it without their shoes on. And you can also raise your heels up, so like we did with the dumbbells, maybe not so dramatically, but just putting a little bit of a wedge underneath your heels. You might find you sit a little bit more comfortably. Coming up to the 5-minute mark. Once we get to the 5-minute mark, we'll go back and do our heel rocks. Okay, so we're already 3 minutes in. Let's go back into those heel rocks, either side. So just moving around in the bottom, but we're still staying in that squat position. Another 30 seconds. As I said, if this is becoming too much, come back up, give the legs a little shake out for a second, and then bring yourself back down, straight into those heel rocks again. Another 10 seconds of heel rocks. Okay, we're at the halfway point now, guys. So we've just got 4 minutes left. Try and keep the chest up tall, try not to flop forward as much as possible. And staying here for another 30 seconds. And then we'll go back into those heel rocks again. Another 20 seconds. Once we've done this, we've got a lovely stretch out. Okay, we've just got 3 minutes left. So, back into those heel rocks. Again, if you need to stand up, stand up. Give it a little shake out. But then bring yourself back down as soon as you can. It will be starting to feel uncomfortable, but like I said, it is beneficial for your own mobility. Okay, we're at the 2-minute mark. If you need to, stand up, give them a little shake, then bring yourself back down. We're going to hold now for the final duration of the squat. I'll let you know when we get to a minute, so if you do need to stand up again, you can do that. We've got 90 seconds left. I reckon you can just bear with this just long enough. You'll be able to release yourself out of it soon. Just over a minute. Okay, 1 more minute remaining. Just bear with it. Sort of work with the discomfort. "50 seconds. We've got 30 seconds left on the clock. Don't give up now. Whatever's burning, just put up with it. 20 seconds on the clock coming up. What I want you to make sure you do is that when you get to the end of here, you release yourself out of it carefully and don't fling yourself out. You might find you got a little bit pins and needles through the lower body, or your legs don't respond quite in the way that you think they're going to. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, like I said, carefully bring yourself out of that one, straighten your legs out. Let a little bit of life come back to them. What we're going to do now is we're going to spend the next little bit of time just having a good stretch out. So extend your legs in front of you. Just going to have a little hamstring stretch to start with on the floor before I stand up. So I'm just hinging forward slightly at the hips. I'm going to pull my toes towards me just to increase that. I'm just going to hang out here for a minute before standing up. Okay, I'm just going to release myself out of that. I'm going to come into a standing position. Now my legs have come back to life. I'm going to push my hips back, and I'm actually going to have another stretch on the hamstrings, just in a different position. I'm going to push my hips back initially, but I'm just going to let myself sort of fold forward. Feel that nice stretch down the back of the legs. Going to hang out here for about another 30 seconds. Okay. Carefully walk your hands back up your legs, up into a standing position. I'm going to leave the legs alone for a second. We will stretch out the quads. I'm just going to let them come back back a little bit more to life. I'm going to have a little stretch through the shoulders because they took a little bit of a battering. I'm going to bring the arm across the body. And do 30 seconds on each side. And I'm going to carefully swap it onto the other side. Okay, I'm going to release my shoulders out of that one. I'm now going to give the quads a little stretch. I'm going to hold on to the side just for a little bit of balance. I'm going to bring the knee up in front. I'm going to grab the laces and pull the heel round to the bottom. Keep your knees together, so just have a little look down, make sure your knees together, and then we want to stand upright, pushing the hips forward. Again, about 30 seconds on each side. Carefully bring that one onto the other side. Again, bring your knee up in front, makes it easy to grab the laces, bring it behind, knees together. About another 10 seconds in the hold. Okay, go back up to the upper body. I'm going to do a chest stretch. So I'm just going to open up my chest as wide as I possibly can. Draw my shoulder blades together. And hold for about 20 seconds. Then I'm going to go into my back, so I'm going to interlock my fingers. I'm going to push forward. Separate. Try and sort of think about separating the shoulder blades. I'm going back into my chest. Hold for a little bit longer. Okay, finally, get into my back. Okay, one more thing. Reach up towards the ceiling as high as you possibly can. Really, really stretch, stretch, stretch. Big deep breath in. And as I exhale that air, I'm going to drop down towards the floor. So big stretch up, big deep breath. And I'm going to let my body sink down again. Roll my spine back up again. Big reach up towards the ceiling. I'll do 5 of these. As I exhale the air, down towards the floor. Breathe in as I come up, stretch up towards the ceiling, breathe out. And back up again. Nice big stretch. We've got 2 more. And then 1 more. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for joining me again today. That was absolutely excellent. Well done. Good work. If you've got any feedback, same as always, put a comment in the box below or contact us at the club. And I look forward to next week. Thank you.